Gather, veterans. It's time to join the fight. The long war begins.
This is Long War. I'm Robbie B, and joining me once again are my partners in crime, Kenny Boucher, Stephen Four, and Mike Haspel. What's up, guys?
Yo, dog, great to be here.
Yo, what's happening, everybody?
Yeah, it's awesome.
So we had Thanksgiving. What did you guys do for it over the break?
I think all our Thanksgiving stories are stupid.
I'd like to start out by saying I love turkey.
My Thanksgiving was literally me chilling in the Beats lab while Bonet baked 2 apple pies. And which is my favorite thing on earth. And anyone who doesn't know anything about me, I didn't even mention this webcast. I love apple pie. It's my favorite shit, right? I actually am allergic to apples.
How does that make sense?
No, sometimes you got to just do it.
You got to do it. Like, I actually have an oral allergy to apples. And, but that don't stop me from eating no goddamn apple pies. I'll eat the whole fucking pie today.
Kenny Boucher wants his apple pie.
That's how
oh my god! You're like, hey, there's such a thing as an EpiPen. Give me that other apple pie.
So, veterans, everybody alike that is driving in their car, listen to us right now. You're about to hear an open dialogue between Kenny and I, how it goes any given day of the week. Kenny, I need to know. I have a question for you. Apple pie, Dutch or pastry topped?
I'm all about the pastry top because I'm obese.
Oh, okay. See, that is my favorite is when it's piled like 6 inches high with like brown sugar, cinnamon, and like that Dutch oven style, that Dutch topping style. Okay.
My obesity has limits. Like it subtly, it keeps me right at this one level of obesity while moderating me at this one level. Like I still eat carbs and sugar all day, every day, but it's like, hey, you're about to eat 1 billion milligrams of sugar. No reason to go crazy.
Okay. All right. Apple pie just came out of the oven. You've been smelling it as it's baking the entire time in the Beats lab, and you're like, I can't wait. Do you A, dive straight in, take the allergy and the mouth burn, but you can't wait and do it, or do you just politely wait with EpiPen in hand, ready to take them both on?
If I had a nickel for every time I've burned the entire top layer of skin out the roof of my mouth for not waiting for an apple pie, I'd have like $3 to $4.
Yes.
Pro
like
tip: vanilla ice cream.
And I was about to say,
that hot apple pie.
Bonet always makes sure that I have vanilla ice cream so I don't burn my mouth.
Aww.
So that goes to my last and final question, that it's vanilla ice cream and not whipped cream or ready whip.
It's got to be vanilla ice cream.
Absolutely. All right. There it is.
So jelly.
I want everybody.
Welcome to the Eats Lab.
Yeah, welcome to the Eats Lab. And I want everybody to know, like, that could have been randomly. I pick up the phone, call Kenny. Apple pie, pastry, Dutch, this. Answers all questions and just hang up the phone. Don't even say bye. Like I needed to know that information. You know, like I need to know what my life choices are going to be for the next 3 minutes. Had to, you know,
Too many words.
They get the poll started down. Yeah.
You should have been here too. I was actually live streaming when she was getting ready to bake all the pies. And she comes in here, like interrupts my live stream on Twitch, and she's like, really? And I'm like, what? And actually, it's still over here somewhere. Let me see if I can reach it. Trader Joe's pumpkin pie spice. This is one of her secret ingredients to make an apple pie. Is the pumpkin pie spice.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, you literally ate all the pumpkin pie spice. She's like, I bought this literally 20 days ago. And Juice, help me with this. This is a 1.8 ounce, 51 gram spice container.
Oh, so the medium size for everybody at home.
So this thing, she's like, what did you possibly put this spice on? Because it tastes like her apple pie, so I eat it. She's like, what could you possibly have eaten this on?
A spoon?
20 days. I was like, you want to know what I did? Fine, I'll tell you my secrets. Literally, I put it on my cereal. I just dumped spoonfuls of my cereal.
Oh my god, dude!
Everything tastes like Apple Jacks.
Yeah, that's it.
That sounds amazingly good. Like
Dude,
on
and
oatmeal or something?
The best part is when you're eating cereal and you get to the bottom and now you're just like drinking
Nothing but the milk. Yep.
the milk. It's just, it's glory.
So what's the street value per gram of that?
I
Obviously,
think that
street value just went up with this conversation.
Yeah, seriously.
street value went up
Walmart's
pretty
about to run out.
Okay, last pro
Trader
tip on eating.
Joe's pumpkin stuff?
Yep. Trader Joe's pumpkin spice.
Okay, I feel
So-
like that's going in the Amazon cart like right now.
So cereal, for everybody who loves it out there, there's a couple devices that we use on a day-to-day basis that we aren't optimizing to its fullest potential. A is a cereal bowl. Throw it away. Cereal bowls are used for like soup,
Yep. I use Tupperware.
dogs to drink out of it. When you cook bacon grease and you need somewhere to put it, you grab a cereal bowl and you dump it in there. You do not eat cereal out of cereal bowls. You eat cereal out of the biggest cup that you drink out of. Because go with me on this one, right? What is the number one thing when you're eating cereal? Milk gets all down your chin, your shirt, and everything else. You can't sit on the couch and eat cereal out of a cereal bowl because you sit down into the couch and you sink and you get off key just a little bit. Milk goes all over the couch. A cup is made for cereal, not necessarily just for the drinking aspect. Because what happens when you get done eating all the cereal? What do? Just exactly what Kenny said. You drink it. You enjoy that aspect of it. B, cereal rises to the top. I don't want to be fishing some 8-inch diameter surface to try to get all my cereal. I want all my cereal when I go in blind.
You want to know cereal's going to be on that fucking spoon.
Cereal is going to be on my fucking spoon. That's it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts on it. I do not take my eyes off TV. I do not take my eyes off watching something. I go in blind, raw
There
dog
is
spoon,
a
and
subtle logic and genius to this that I've never considered before. And as you're bringing it up, I'm like, yeah.
I mean, in a pinch, I feel like you could use a coffee cup.
Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, a coffee cup would be pretty solid. I mean,
I'm gonna go with a solid okay with that. But you know what? I've never seen a coffee cup tall enough for me. They usually only traditionally hold like anywhere between like 8 and 14 ounces. That's just not enough for me. I'm gonna pour 14 ounces of milk into a cup of cereal. Like I take it serious. Last thing about that, my favorite cereal cup in the history of ever that isn't styrofoam, because I think styrofoam keeps everything the coldest, everything else. You go to the movie theaters these days. That the newest movie just came out, Doctor Strange, this and this. You're going, it doesn't matter if it's playing or not. It's the promo cup. I think I got an X-Men, a Doctor Strange, and something else in my fridge.
Yeah, the ones that are that tight plastic.
That tight, tall, deep plastic. I'm talking about things probably 14 inches tall.
So you're talking at least like 32 ounce. Like,
yes, yeah. I want a big gulp. That's where I'm at with my cereal game. Also, cereal is a perfect eating and driving. Again, think about it. Do you drink? Are you cautious about drinking something while you're driving? Absolutely not. It's the same thing.
So in a pinch, you just go drink mode.
Drink mode.
Because so when you drink it, you're going to get a little dribble, but like you were going to get dribble without the cup anyway. So now you default to this mode while driving and being efficient, and then just keep some wet wipes with you.
Spoiler alert. Remember how I said I will blind test raw dog my spoon in while I'm watching? I'm not just necessarily watching TV. That was a spoiler too. I'm watching the road and I'm hitting my cereal. So, that's where my head's at with my cereal game.
I gotta say, like, I'm trying to find a flaw.
It's ironclad logic. It's ironclad, homie. So this is just a taste of the Eat Slab, which is coming soon. And that's a good roll in since we're at the beginning of the show still. And thank you for listening to our intro. But Long War Network is here now. The Long War Network is now coming to Twitch. We have a stream team called the Long War Network, or the Long War. The Long War Network is a Facebook group. You can find us right now. Definitely, you're going to want to hit that up because Spikey Bits TV is coming to Twitch. We're migrating a lot of what we do over to Twitch here really soon, including and not limited to things like the Eat Slab with Juice. We're not going to just be playing games all the time. We're going to be doing everything a gamer needs to know, like the gamer's Bible. Get your cereal game on lock. Shit like that.
This is real life stuff.
Real life. We don't fucking play games here. Juice, explain to them why we don't play games.
Teacher sitting in class told me, son, you got to get out there and play games. I said, teacher, later, I don't play no games. I quit school because of recess. That's it.
That's
where we're at.
That's where we're going. Definitely, if you're on your Facebook and you're driving, this is a juice thing right here. He says, stop what you're doing, get out of the car first. Pull out your smartphone, jump on the Long War Network on Facebook, jump into that group, start posting your pictures. I want to see links to your podcasts. I want to see links to your Facebook pages. I want to see links to your Twitch channels, and I want to see your pictures of your models. I don't care if they're Elefantes and you just started painting. I want to see them all.
See them all. Also, hey, you want to know what? And prelude to what Kenny just said, we want to see what your favorite cereal is. Yo, before your Beats Lab, before you enter your Beats Lab to lay down all your tracks, and real quick, I just, as I was saying that, I just realized for some reason we're having a disconnect with a lot of people out there that don't understand what the Beats Lab is. And a Beats Lab is everywhere. Robbie B, hit him with the technical term so then we can lay down some ebonics.
So a Beats Lab is where Dr. Dre makes his music. So for us peoples, that's where we work on our models or create our armies or whatever, where we do our hobby. It's our man cave.
There's Dr. Dre is a master beats maker in his Beats Lab. We are master painters, list builders, thinking about what we want to do, anything, all that. That is your Beats Lab. That could be the end of your couch. That could be the toilet. That could be your kitchen table where your light is set up, where you paint stuff. That is your Beats Lab.
That is how it works. And speaking of Beats Lab, we have a lot going on Beats Lab style this weekend. There's a ton of releases coming out for the T-Sons. I don't know if you heard, but the T-Sons are coming in hot. And
I'm so happy for T-Sons because you want to know why? Like, they were literally the bottom feeders, in my opinion, to what Forge or what GW was. Like, they literally took the back seat. Like, I talked some junk about my nids about how bad they are. T-Sons as a single element was worse than terrible.
You could win more games with Vespits because at least they moved fast and were cheap and had AP3 guns.
Brutal.
Yeah, sure. And I can't even get behind, like, there was even flaws in, like, Aramon. The only thing that you could try to hold your hat on was, like, Aramon. But for his point cost, for what he does, for how slow he is, for no Eternal Warrior, no this and this.
Like, Tigurius is clearly more baller.
Yeah. Unreal.
Like Aramon had one thing. Aramon could hit you with 3 second streaks in a row.
Yeah, 3 of 1 spell.
Yeah, like, he can do 3 Witch Fires in a row. So, that's cool, but, like, hey, is that the guy right there that can do 3 in a row? Yeah. What's the range on some of those? 18 inches. Word. I want you to be over here. How fast he moves? He moves 12 inches, right? Well, and that's funny because I think now he can take a disc.
Yep, he sure can.
Aramon can take a disc?
He can now take a disc. So now that's something to say. Like, that's what I'm saying. T-Sons coming in hot. That's obviously something we're going to talk about today.
Yep. But as far as the models go, we've got the big kits. You got the new Termies, the Zangors, the Rubric, regular Thousand Sons. You got Magnus. So those are the big ones. And then you got the new Sorcerers and you got Aramon. So you got 6 big kits. You got the book coming out. Going on pre-order this week is some really sweet deals. If you're in the market to save some money by spending money, of course. How else can you do it? There's the battle forces are going on sale. They're all $170, and on average, they're anywhere between $250 and $300 in value, which is dope, right? Traitor Legions book is going to go on pre-order as well, which we're going to talk a lot more about on the show. Basically breaking down the 9 legions and their old rules back in 3rd edition and what we might see in the new book. Then you've got the Index Codex Apocrypha, which will also be coming out, which is kind of like the flashback kind of book with a bunch of chaos stuff in there, kind of like the opposite of the Index Astartes one that came out. And that is the big releases that's coming out. Now, we were talking before the show. It looks like the Imperial Agents book will be out on, it goes on pre-order the 10th, and it will come out the 17th of December. So just before Christmas, we'll get that long-awaited book, which we don't know if Sisters are going to be in, or maybe they're in, maybe they're not. GW was saying some wacky stuff on their Facebook the other day. I don't even know anymore.
My only prayer is that Matt Ward wrote that book. I'm like, please give me back my 5th edition Grey Knights, please.
I just don't know how much writing is actually involved. It might just be like an amalgam.
I think at best what we can expect is reprints of everything and maybe a Decurion kind of detachment kind of thing.
Yeah, something to kind of tie it all together. That would definitely be cool. Now, as far as well, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying that's what I'm expecting. I'm not expecting anything crazy. I'm just expecting probably like the exact data sheets that we saw for Custodes and Sisters of Silence, rather. The reprints of the Assassin rules, maybe some Scions, maybe Arbites, maybe, but I'm not really expecting any of that stuff. I think it's just going to be a compilation of everything that has like digital only rules, except for what's the Legion of the Damned.
Oh yeah, I don't think they're going to be in there.
Yeah, they won't be in there.
Yeah, they're kind of off reservation right there. Now, as far as the new Wrath of Magnus book goes, the 64-page book 2 is the one with all the rumors in it. Of course, they have the 6 data sheets for those new units we talked about for the T-Sons, 6 new formations for Codex Chaos Space Marines. Then, of course, they've got the updated psychic disciplines for Tzeentch, but not changed. So the ones we saw in the first Curse of the Wolfen book look to be still intact. Nothing's changed there. And then, of course, all the other ones in there as well. The Sinistrum, or not in there. They were in the Traitors Hate. The Heretic, Ectomancy, Geomortis, and Sinistrum. They're all in there. Then you got Thousand Sons special rules, Warlord traits, tactical objectives, the new Horrors special rules, because why not?
Let me ask you about those Horror special rules. Are they going to be in the Wrath of Magnus formation, or are they going to be a change universally to the Horrors? So
I don't have eyes on this particular thing, just going by what I've read from people that actually have the book online. It says, and GW's own description in the actual site, it says new data sheets, special rules, and war gear for pink horrors, blue horrors, and brimstone horrors.
Holy snaggies.
Wow.
It appears they all get data sheets. That's what it sounds like.
It might be the truth. But I've already talked to some TO people who said that they got to start thinking about FAQ horrors now.
That's going to be wacky.
I don't think they need an FAQ, honestly. I think that's crazy, but...
we touched on this during the webcast, but I am so shocked that GW made Pink Horrors just even that much better. I guess they did it with the Eldar Jebike.
Yeah.
But that's the closest thing that I could think of that they turned from gangster to super gangster.
I mean, it's
that guy is because GW is usually known for making something that had good rules before, that you already own the models, not so good anymore, and other stuff in the book that was subpar, skyrocketing that up to the highest of competition. So it makes you go out and buy new models. That's a business module. We've talked and complained about it or talked about it for years now. So it was definitely different to see them not doing that with the Pink Horrors.
I don't know what they're thinking with the whole split rule.
It's not. I don't think there's anything wrong. Literally, let me put it this way. Gladius Strike Force starts the game, and I'm using Gladius because we use it all the time. War Convocation, Gladius, all the other permutations of those types of armies, right? They start the game with a very tangible number. This is how many free points is available to me. Most Gladiuses have 8 to 10 free transports at roughly 35 points of transport, right? And so you just know that's the number at the beginning of the game. Pink Horrors have the same element here. There is a maximum number. If you say I have 20 Pink Horrors, 2 squads of 10. 10 Pink Horrors can become, 20 Blue Horrors, right? So 20 Pink Horrors can become 40 Blue Horrors. So you're saying for the investment of 10 Pink Horrors, I get 40 free Blue Horrors, which in turn can become 80 of the what do they call it, Rob?
Brimstone Horrors.
Right? Are they 1 for 1 or 2 for 1 as well?
They're I don't know anymore. Let me check on it. Yeah, but also too, there's a Warlord trait to where they split 4 of them instead of 2 of them. So if you get that, yeah.
So remember, a Pink Horror is 9 points. A Blue Horror, I imagine, is less than a Pink Horror, right? He's not as good. Probably toughness 2 or some bullshit. I don't know. So all you're saying is 10 Pink Horrors is 90 points. What's the street value on a Blue Horror going to be? 75 points for 10?
Yeah,
So
I'll go with that. But now, so the only thing
300, you get 300 points and free blue horrors.
Well, it's okay. So I have the points here. So 20 brimstone horrors is 30. Wait, hold on, I'm reading through this. The issue
Yeah, we got
is-
actual points. That's right. You can take them as units, so we'll know for sure.
Yeah.
so while Robbie B
So
is
okay, now here it is. I'm just going to read it. The issue is that again, I'm reading from Reese's article. The issue is again that unless I miss something, a 90-point unit of pink horrors gives you 250 points of units when you break them down. 10 pinks, 90 points, to 20 blues, 100 points, times 2, to 20 brimstone horrors, 30 points times 2.
Wait, hold on.
Wait,
So
30 times what? This makes no sense.
how many points? So 10 blue horrors is 50 points, is what he's saying.
20 blues is 50 times 2. Yes, okay, I see what he did here. So it's 50 times 2. So
That's 100
10 is
points.
50 points. Yep.
And brimstone horrors are what?
30 times 2. So they're
60.
30 points for 10.
So you get an additional 60. You get 20 more on the breakdown, or
This is written really weird. I'm sorry, guys. This is very hard for me to read. 10 pinks, 90 points, equals to 20 blues, which is 50 times 2.
so it's 100 points.
100
Would
points.
be 100
You
points.
get-
So
you
he's
get two
trying to say that you get
add them together. No, yeah, just add the two
Yep.
numbers together. So then
20.
each one of your blue squads is going to give you a third squad at 30 points each.
Only if you make them separate units, though, because
right, which is the option because when they die in the phase, and you can make them like if they die to
you can
shooting.
make a new little unit if like you kill 5 in the assault phase. But let's just say no one ever assaults your horrors. We'll just say it's always the shooting phase. So in one turn, if I wipe out your 10 horrors, I make 100 points in blue horrors, and then I'm done shooting. I can't turn in that same turn. I can't make more people unless I assault them. So let's say I manage to assault your new free 100-point unit and kill it completely. How many brimstone horrors do you get for 20 blue hairs?
You get 60 points worth of the brimstone. So you basically your
You get 20.
90 point pink horrors are going to
160.
net you 160 points at the end of the day. But the only thing that I would say is that the application in which the units are created has got to be worth a point value. To block a screen, where they manifested, how far away from the enemy, are they automatically created 6 inches away from the original spot? So now you can
we don't have any write-ups on that right now.
Let me pose this to you guys. This is a less reliable version of summoning new pink horrors.
Sure.
Like we've been dealing with summon spam with people creating all these fucking new units, and we've been having to deal with people doing it, and we can't stop them from doing it. That they just literally roll dice. And then our only hope to stop them is to dedicate firepower to a unit of motherfuckers in the backfield I don't want to dedicate fire to stop them from making these new units. These units essentially do similar things, but I have to kill them to do it. So now I think it's a very powerful rule. I don't think it's any more powerful than just being able to summon units on my own terms. I don't think it's any more powerful than just coming, with an army that has 10 transports that can transport guys and move 12 inches and has fire points and be objective secure and be where I need them to be and protect my units. Yeah. I think that I think it could be played around, but I also think that a calculating guy can put you in hard situations. I think it's a very powerful rule, though. I think it's exactly the kind of spicy rule that I think makes 40K more exciting.
Absolutely.
I got a quick question. Are those guys objective secured?
Don't know for sure.
We don't know. We have to see if they count as conjured or not.
I would also like to see what kind of special ability psychic wise they have. So traditionally, does the pink horror unit that had side warp charges, does that transfer down? Do they roll for their own? Or traditionally in the lure, right? Blue horrors were like negative psychic dice, negative to the psychers, right? Like they would help interfere with other psychic things. Is that what I'm remembering?
I all but guaranteed that they're not gonna carry blue horrors not gonna have psychic power.
They're not gonna retain any kind of.
I think traditionally they just did shooting. Yeah,
I think they just had a shooting attack like work flavors. I mean, I don't think they're like basically if if 10 pink cores give you 1 warp charge point, 20
It
pink
says
cores.
it says you get cheap warp charge and more psychic powers from them.
Hey, you know what, guys? I apologize. I was thinking, I'm going back to my memory, is the blue Scribes, which I thought was a collective of blue horrors, but it was old in the 4th edition demon book.
I think all it's going to do is maintain your warp charge point. You pull your points. I think it's. I think it's a spicy rule, and I think it's cool. But here's what I'm thinking: 99% of FAQs at every tournament I've ever played say, if it wasn't in your army list when you started the game, it does not have a battlefield rule. So these, just like the Tervagon doesn't, like has been FAQ'd in a lot of places, that it doesn't make objective secure babies. Conjured units don't make objective secure.
Yep.
If based on just previous precedent, all these new units you make are not going to be OBS. No.
Well, going down the whole road of FAQ, we don't know where these drop in when they're summoned, but we definitely don't know the sequence of how they're created. Like, does instability come into play in assault? Like, we just don't know yet.
Right. We don't know. It says, like, all we have is the term killed. Perfect. Yeah. We don't know what that means.
There's a special rule. Yeah.
We have a, so what I'm saying is like, if I hear a bunch of people saying this is OP, and they're the same people who play Gladiator Strike Force, I'm going to be like, yo, I literally don't care, brother.
Now, one caveat.
Same people who play all their jet bikes, I don't care.
Yeah, no, you got no dog in this fight. The thing where you get double, where they create 4 instead of 2, that's the Loki. It's not a warlord trait. I misspoke there.
So that's a Loki that a dude can buy.
Mm-hmm.
And is it 4?
In the bear of the Loki's unit dies.
Yes. Okay, so 1 unit, not the whole fucking army. Got it.
Yep. So I don't think it's quite as crazy as people already.
Yeah. When his unit dies, if he somehow miraculously survives while they all die, he might be able to join the next unit, but he's probably going to die too because it's going to be a herald.
Well, let's talk about Magnus, because I know he's the big guy everybody wants to talk about. Now, we do need to clear up some stuff. Like, there was some rumors going around last week before anybody got a hold of the book saying about the new change table, and it just turns out, as far as this book goes, there's no new change table in this. So there are some stuff on that rumor that was, taken off a site, which was taken off of another site, and yada, yada. But
based on what we can see at this moment, which is, we can say we're about 90% certainty.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing a table of contents. There's only one table in here.
Not to mention the change table has already been redone in Curse of the Wolf, and they're not going to redo it.
You wouldn't think so, no.
So there is a whole list of psychic powers that we thought were real, that looked glorious, that all the way up until about an hour ago we thought were real.
I mean, it's a lot of information to dissect through when you've got stuff. We got people that have the book that may not be the best at communicating what's in the book, so we're trying to dig through all that. Then you've got folks that just are posting stuff that's just blatantly wrong. So it's a lot to sift through when we're already busy with our normal jobs.
I mean, remember last year when they posted all those chaos rumors that we thought we wanted them to be real as chaos Space Marine players?
Yeah, how about a quick rapid fire true false? Does Magnus have the ability to manipulate a dice roll with the psychic ability?
So I think, so true false. So psychic powers, the answer to that is no. So the new lore change, air quotes, that was going around, there was something about reroll all the hits for 1 turn. Haven't seen that. And this was saying that the new lore of change was changed. This is not what we see here. Pick the result of 1 dice in your turn. Haven't seen that. A unit's weapons gain force. Definitely haven't seen that.
No, that's true.
A unit's weapons.
Sorry.
Oh, I was like, what do you know that I don't?
It's like, no. On the guidelines that we said earlier, that a rumor is true if 2 people confirm it. Yeah. It doesn't matter who the 2 people are. There it is. Just as long as 2 people confirm it.
So 2 of the biggest things that we saw in the rumors, which were he can cast the power to manipulate a die roll, and on this new discipline, anyone can do it, basically, who had access to the discipline.
Right.
And that you can make your whole unit have force. Though we took those as literal. We thought those were real. And a lot of people are still circulating those rumors. As a matter of fact, we were circulating those rumors up until about an hour ago.
It's true, yeah.
And so we basically, when you apply those rumors to Magnus, he is unparalleled. But unfortunately, we don't think they apply to him.
No, we haven't been able to find it yet. But let's.
And some of those are not that far fetched. Like the whole thing with the force, the ranged force stuff. I mean, there's precedent for that. So,
yeah, true story.
Plausible.
Earlier today, while we were talking, Kenny was like, "Yo, Magnus is not good," and I was like, "Okay, explain." And you started explaining some of these stuff that were leaked rumor-wise, and I'm like, "Whoa, this dude actually sounds pretty good." Come to find out, with these things not coming true, he goes back to being not good. Not for 650 points.
Yeah.
Well, let's run it down real quick, okay? So
please.
So you got Magnus the Red. He has Adamantite Will, Demon and Zinch. So you got that, reroll the one. Deep Strike, Eternal Warrior, Fearless, Fleet, It Will Not Die, Psychic level 5, Veterans of the Long War, Unearthly Power, harnesses Warp Charge on the 2-up, which is nice. The Lord of Flux, Warlord trait. He has the Omniscient Eye, which means he has line of sight to every model on the table when determining the targets of psychic powers. And he knows the Gaze of Magnus ability, which is that 18-inch D beam, which is pretty dope. And then he has a piece of war gear that's basically Strength of User, AP24, Soul Blaze, Transmogrify, where you can turn stuff into a Chaos Spawn on a 6, I think it is. And he has a 4+ Invulnerable, which lets him ignore perils, and that's his crown. So, and 650 points, but not a gargantuan.
I mean, and he's got righteous stats, like a lot of wounds, a lot of toughness, a lot of weapon skill.
Yep. 6 attacks, leadership 10. I mean,
and there is no psychic power to enhance his invulnerable save, because that was also a rumor.
Well, I mean, he has a 4-up invulnerable.
There was a rumor that one of the second powers was like +2 to your invulnerable save or some shit.
I have not seen that.
So, well, I mean, you've seen the rumor, but
I have seen the rumor. Yes, that was the first one on the rumor chart.
So we thought he's gonna fly around with a 2-up invulnerable with a reroll, but what's really gonna happen is he can have a 3-up invulnerable because he can cast the blessing, get +1 to his invulnerable save because of the detachment special rule.
Yeah, there's a detachment special rule which helps there, but that's not going to get you all the way there.
3-up invulnerable, rerolling ones, still strong, toughness, flying around. So he's going to be. So if he's flying around the table, dropping D shots on you, like you're not going to just say, "Hey, let me shoot this guy." That's going to be for the most part not the best use of your firepower, unless you're a unit of broadsides with Skyfire, But he can't even, and his D weapon is like a level 5 D shot, isn't it?
I don't know right off the bat.
I think Gaze is like not easy to use.
Don't have. Wait, hold on a second.
Something along the lines of -2 to the D chart, even.
I'm trying to find it.
Well, while Robbie B's looking at that, I would just like to reiterate on 650 points. You're supposed to be like this super badass warlord, like named Magnus, like a household name, and you're not a gargantuan creature.
He would actually lose to a fight to Codex Orc Stampa.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he would lose to a fight to a Wraith Knight.
Yeah, I mean, he can be stomped, obviously, if he's on
a sword and board Wraith Knight. Yeah, could actually beat him.
All right, so here's the Gaze of Magnus.
Okay, let's hear it.
Strength 5, 18-inch range, Warp Charge 5, 18-inch range, Strength D, AP 1, Assault 1, Soul Blaze. And it's a beam. That's it.
So, good word. So he harnesses his Warp Charge on a 2-up, and he shoots a D beam. That's pretty strong. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong. Especially if you harness on a 2-up and you have an abundance of D, of
all over the place.
Yeah, like that's pretty cool. Like, I mean, I think it's a powerful fucking ability. And I think he's gonna be able to fly around and harass me for many turns with that D beam for sure. But
how many points is he's on Scorpion?
700.
Word in the conversation.
Yeah, I was trying not to say Brass Scorpion. That's why I wanted to, because Brass Scorpion's pretty cool. I was saying Codex Orc 700 points Stampa. Worst Lord of War in the history.
But probably any frame of reference that I'm going to have a 650, 700 point unit and I play Chaos, it's not going to be this guy. It's going to be a Brass Scorpion.
Yeah. It's brutal. I mean, you can literally, for his same points, you can have 2 Wraith Knights, like.
Yeah, and the only reason why, in his psychic abilities, obviously with the wording and the verbiage, and once everybody has the book in their hand, there might be some underlying super secret powerful shit that is happening, but like just straight across the board, you're telling me you're 650 points, you're this, you do not have the built-in bonuses that just being a generic gargantuan creature has? Like Buster.
All right, so I'm just cross-referencing some stuff here. Here's some quick caveats just to keep in mind. There is a special rule. If you take the Thousand Son detachment like we talked about, you can get the +1 to your save. And affected by the blessing has their invulnerable save increased by 1. But remember, if you have Marcus Zinch, you're only maximum 3+. It's in the
Mark. So there's 2 things happening here. There's Demon Zinch and there's Marcus Zinch.
Right.
Marcus Zinch says you can never go beyond a 3. Because Magnus doesn't have the Marcus Zinch.
Right, he has the Demon Zinch ability.
But all the rubric Terminators are Mark of Zinch, which is fine because that means Mark of Zinch is +1 invulnerable save. That means they have a 4 invulnerable save. That means if you cast a blessing, right, then they become +1 invulnerable. Is that how that works?
So I guess it just says it's a layered buff on top of every blessing for free. So I guess you do have to cast something.
You have to cast a blessing, and your unit for free on top of that has additionally. So like if you were like, I'm Endurance, you have now a unit of Thousand Son Marines has a 3-up invulnerable and 4+ feel no pain.
But that kind of these rules are part of taking this specific detachment for Thousand Sons, which we can transition into because I think we wanted to talk more about the Chaos Legions. And this gives us a good baseline if we go over this, what we might see for some of those.
Oh yeah, so you're right. That's a great say. So for is in the new Legions book, we can assume that Thousand Sons are not going to be in it?
No, they are going to be in it, but it'll probably just be cut and paste of these rules.
So if it's cut and paste these rules, they have a rule-wide buff. Now, I just want to set the tone before I pass it back over to you. Their main thing is we're psychic people, okay? We're psychic motherfuckers. And if we cast this type of psychic power, we get to do the other thing we're known for, which is increase our invulnerable save. They're known for having an invulnerable save and for being psychic motherfuckers. So be a psychic motherfucker, increase your invulnerable save. In a nutshell, that is their Legion buff.
Hold on, let's take a quick break first, real quick, so we can so I can get everything sitting in front of me, so I don't make any more mistakes.
Dear veterans, quickly make your way to thelongwar.net and find out how to reap your hard-earned spoils of this long war. For our allies at dicehead.com have rewarded us all with an extra 6% discount on all dicehead.com merchandise. So stock up, dear veterans, and enjoy.
elricshobbies.com is your exclusive portal to upgrading your hobby. When you sign up at thelongwar.net, you gain an instant promotional discount good for 10% off at Elric's Hobbies. elricshobbies.com.
Dear veterans, quickly make your way to thelongwar.net and find out how to reap your hard-earned spoils of this long war. For our allies at secretweaponsminiatures.com have rewarded us all with an extra 10% discount on all Secret Weapon Miniatures merchandise. So stock up, dear veterans, and enjoy.
All right, and we're back. Let's go over the Thousand Sons rules, and that might give us a really good baseline for what we can expect from the Traitor Legion book. Any detachment from the Thousand Sons basically have a couple of special abilities. So first off is if you take Aramon and or Magnus the Red, they can only be included as special characters. So you can't be like, oh, I'm going to take this Thousand Son army and I'm going to put Lucius the Eternal in here. Well, it doesn't work that way. So I dig that. I can get on board with that. That's pretty dope. Units that take the Marcus Zinch must do so. So it's pricey, but there's special abilities that we just talk about.
So real quick, so you're saying it's basically like you're playing the Chaos Codex, but any unit you take that can take the Marcus Zinch has to take the Marcus Zinch. You can't take any special characters except these two.
Mm-hmm. It looks like it lays it out for you. Yep.
Okay.
So you're basically pure Thousand Sons,
Right. So you can take a Lord. You don't have to take either of those guys, but he has to have the Marcus Zinch. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
You could take a unit of Chaos Space Marines, had to have the magazines. You could take a unit of Obliterators, had to have the magazines. Got it.
You can't take models with any other mark. So that's, obviously that could be a thing. We don't know yet what the other marks could be or why you'd even be tempted to do that, really. But I could see where it could come into play. Any units that take the Veterans of the Long War must do so for free now, which is cool because what is that, like 2 points?
So good. It's 5 points a model.
5 points, okay.
Sure. Maybe 2 points. 2 points for a regular guy and 5 points for a character.
I think that's what it is, yep. Demon Princes must be Demon and Tzeentch in this instance, so I can imagine that would carry over generically to, whatever. Chaos Undivided or Slaanesh, or I guess we could have Khorne.
Yeah, no, that's a pretty good precedent. I mean, it's basically like you're playing the Chaos Codex. These are your restrictions. Everything has to be Tzeentch all day, every day. You get Veteran of the Long War for free all day, every day. If you want to take any special characters, it has to be these special characters. But basically, there's a couple, like for example, Huron. He's a special character. He doesn't have a mark. So they're saying like you can't take any special characters except these guys. Just rather than saying you can't take Huron. You know what I mean? Like, so that makes sense. So if you do all these things and you make a Tzeentch, what are the buffs?
There's one more other thing too. Psykers in this detachment must choose to generate all their powers from the discipline of Tzeentch. So they don't have an option. They can't be like, yo, let me get.
I mean, that wasn't really. It was always that way, basically.
Yeah. So the blessing we talked about earlier. If they have Veteran of Long War, then they're affected by this blessing. If they get one casted on them, they get +1 to their invul save. So that's a neat little kind of gimme. You still have to do something to get it. It's just not, you just get it,
So if you cast a blessing, but you have to generate from Tzeentch to do because so you can't have any other powers. Not even Armon can have other powers.
Psykers from this detachment can choose to generate all their powers from the disciple of Tzeentch. Discipline of Tzeentch.
Oh, they can choose, so it's not okay, word. I was like, okay, this is very limited. We only have, what are the blessings on that?
Yeah, I was like, that doesn't even make sense. Let me double check that. So,
okay,
we're digesting a lot of information here. It's
it's good. Going on. That's actually a buff. That's cool. There's lots of fucking blessings in the game that Chaos has access to. Like we talked about Heretic earlier. Heretic's awesome because someone like Armon can shoot, multiple shots at a Night Titan that make it just lose D3 hull points. But also, there's amazing blessing on that called Flesh Metal, which is a blessing that targets a friendly unit and raises their toughness value, right? And it can also be done to a vehicle. So, according to this, it says you said all units in detachment have their invulnerable save increased by 1 if they have a blessing on them, or if they cast a blessing.
Is affected any unit with Veteran of the Long War that's affected by a blessing has their invulnerable save improved by 1.
Okay, Maulafine with the Mark of Tzeentch. I wish they could have the Mark of Tzeentch because that's not real. So in this detachment, are there any vehicles that can have a mark?
Can't you mark all of them?
Oh wait, no,
isn't that a thing?
Well, so it doesn't say. It didn't say any model with the Mark of Tzeentch affected by blessing. Is that what you just said?
Any unit
with the Mark of Tzeentch.
Again, this is paraphrased information. This might not be actually what's in print. You know what I mean?
Because it'd be super tight to raise the invulnerable on some vehicles, like Maulafines and stuff like that, but like they don't get marks.
Obviously, obliterators are a great thing to raise up. I would also like to say with like the
obliterators are genius juice because they're demons. Their toughness 4, which sucks, but they have a 4 from vulnerable. If you throw throw flesh metal on a unit of obliterators with the Mark of Tzeentch, they have a 3 up and vulnerable, and their toughness 5.
Yeah, seems good.
That's legitimate, dog.
Yeah, that seems super solid. And what I like is now that Ahriman, like, cool, you can cast some psychic abilities, right? So it's like, he was a one-trick pony before if you wanted to go offensive output with like 3 psychic streaks. Like, obviously that's nothing to scoff at, but you're telling me now that he can do, as you were describing before, like he can do haywire, do some buffs like this. Like his psychic ability, his psychic presence is so much greater right now to buff and offensive output.
Yeah, I mean, there's just Aramon's might be a
True.
real G, just because he has that black staff and he can cast 3 of the
If
same.
you play in a tournament that allows ectomancy, which a lot of people are banning, Soul Switch obviously is the shake and bake. That's a blessing. So you can bless your way into a close combat and increase your invulnerable at the same time.
So there's some cool stuff here, like and then this particular rule is called Blood Feud, which I know Haspel's ears are gonna perk up right now. The Space Wolves and Thousand Sons don't like each other, so any unit with a veteran of Long War or reroll failed to hit rolls when attacking Space Wolves, but Wolves in return get Hatred Thousand Sons.
Seems legit.
So I'm wondering if we'll get stuff like that, because remember how in the fluff, for instance, Khorne doesn't like Tzeentch. So I'm wondering if they'd represent that, because you kind of have it represented in the demons a little bit, but I'm wondering if now that they're going to represent that in the cult troops. You know what I mean? That might be kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm so far, I am really impressed with how they've incorporated cool rules for chaos, and how they've incorporated basically not just cookie cutter special abilities, universal special rules. Here, you get it. Your Tzeentch, it makes sense. You get +1 this. Like they have
That's
done.
all it is.
It seems like they put their thugness down and are really taking care of some of the cooler side of 40K.
Yep. And last but not least, our Rubric Marines become troops, which is kind of definitely a holdover from 3rd edition, where, Berserkers became troops, or Death Guard.
I mean, currently in the Chaos Codex, if you take a Lord with the mark of the god, you unlock the cult troops. So they're just saying, don't forget, this is a standard, but there's no way to take this army. Well, I guess there is. So if you took this army with 2 Chaos Sorcerers instead of any Lord choice, that's the exception. Because you could never unlock a cult choice as a troop choice unless you took a Lord with the mark. Now you can take 2 Sorcerers as Tzeentch. And now you would also unlock the Rubric Marines. So you
probably won't see that rule for world leaders, because obviously they're not going to get to take.
Right. World. I mean, it'll still be a given, but like, here's a great one right here. Earthly anathema. How do you say that, Haspel? Anathema?
Anathema?
This is a dope.
It's anathema. Yeah.
Anathema. So this is a dope blessing for Obliterators as well.
Oh yeah.
So this is a blessing. Obviously, if you cast this blessing, you raise the invulnerable save of the Tzeentch unit. The target. This is the classic one right here. They have the move through cover special roll, whatever. All the weapons gain ignore cover, and you don't need line of sight. Remember this rule?
Oh, that was the indirect fire one.
So you can say Tzeentch Obliterator is over there. P.S. You have a 3 up invulnerable now. Secondly, you ignore cover and you can shoot through that wall even if you don't see the enemy.
And you can stand next to this conveniently placed generator that
this Prometheum, or what is it called?
Hemotrope.
Hemotrope reactor. He's good.
So that's there's some potential there. I mean, they're pretty cool. So now we know what is it? The legions that are going to be in the book. There's 9 of them, including the Thousand Sons. So the 8 new ones are.
Break down. What are all the legions of chaos? UG, because I don't even know them. I don't even know what all the legions are.
So you got Alpha Legion, Emperor's Children, Iron Warriors, Night Lords, Word Bearers, Black Legion, World Eaters, and Death Guard. In addition to, of course, the Thousand Sons. So that's there's some pretty.
Did you just bang that off the top of your head, or did you look at something?
No, there's 9 of them.
Did you just from memory, just all of them?
Yes. Would you like
an animal?
I would have gotten to 6 and then had to remember what the last 3. You're a chaos. You're chaos for life, bro.
Robbie B, now that we're speculating, when can we see or think that we can see some Iron Warriors coming up?
Well, G-Dub said that there would be a rule called Iron Within, Iron Without, which is really awesonely worded, I have to admit.
Obviously, it's coming out. So let's speculate. Based on what we just read, if we can assume the same rules apply, it's Codex Chaos Space Marines. Obviously there's no mark of Iron Warriors, but what is going to be, so they're going to say all your units are this, they're all going to have veteran long war for free. What do you think? Do you think that a legion that doesn't get a mark is going to have some other caveat? Because this caveat was, or restriction as it were, was everything that can have the mark of Tzeentch must have the mark of Tzeentch. Well, that's not a thing that like a legion would, like the non-cult legions would experience.
Well, they could take undivided. That was encouraged back.
Undivided is not a mark. It just means you're unmarked these days.
I know. I'm just saying that's what it was.
But there is a banner for unmarked units, the one that makes you fearless.
So perhaps they'll work that in or either that or they're just like any unit with veterans in the Long War could be affected by the following. Now, the Thousand Sons are affected by a blessing that has their invul save. Now, Iron Warriors obviously don't do a whole lot of blessing themselves, but they do have sorcerers. But they are known for their firepower, right? So perhaps, there would be some sort of thing where you add extra shots to their heavy weapons, like, if it's a heavy weapon and it has a profile.
Well, remember, there is a must followed by a buff. So you must do this to receive this buff.
So they could be like, if you take a heavy weapon, or if you all of the available units have.
You must take a heavy weapon. You're going to follow the same wording as the Thousand Sons. You must do a blessing to now have this other. So you must take a heavy weapon, might be the rule. And now heavy weapons receive this. So like it'll be along those lines, I believe. You must take this, and now you get this. Maybe you get take hunter.
Yep.
Must do this, whole army gets to, I don't know.
If this, then that kind of type deal.
You know what I mean? Like, because it's a must followed by a, this is your bonus. So.
Well, now, being 7th edition 40K, do you think it would be just a blanket +1 shot, or do you think it would be now the type becomes salvo 3/5, or?
I don't think they're going to change profiles. I think they're going to go in line of what, like, if you go back in the day, what was a cool thing Iron Warriors did? They had Tank Hunter. They did a bunch of Tank Hunter shit with veterans.
They did have a bunch of Tank Hunter shit, yep.
So I think that it's going to be a Tank Hunter. I think that
they actually have that. That's their Legion rule, too, for 30K.
But also back in the day, they were very restrictive on like 0 to 1s everywhere with vehicles, obliterators, this and this. And I wonder if you say tit for tat, hey, you have 0 to 1 this, but these units, and now I guess they've done that whole 0 to 1 thing, but in all reality, they've worked it in a manner that it's a formation. So no more 0 to 1. It's literally you take this and these, you take an obliterator and this, and you get these special abilities. So I could see something like that.
Well, on the restriction level, the Thousand Sons, their restriction is must take the mark of Tzeentch. So you have to play. Everyone has to pay that tax. So there must be a tax for the Iron Warriors. Okay, just to play. So the tax is either a unit that has access to the Fearless banner must take it, or it could literally be you must take at least 1 heavy support. And you know what I mean? Like it could be, and they could even say further that, and this heavy support doesn't count towards your maximum allotment of heavy supports.
I would like that to be a thing, but I would almost not be surprised if there was no force organization component to any of these restrictions or benefits for this book, because remember, this book needs to stand the test of time with the new edition. So if they're not going to put in force organization and keep that going, and we're just going to be kind of similar to how Age of Sigmar is.
Oh my God, that means you can play a Chaos Warband, you can do anything.
Right. So there won't be you lose a fast attack, you get a heavy support or whatever. It could be more like, hey, they have access to this particular new type of ammo.
An army played with the Chaos Space Marine Codex that follows these rules will gain these. So you can play the Cult Destruction if you can make it fit. You can play the Chaos Warband. You can play any of the shit that just came out in Haters Trait, which would make a lot of fucking sense. That they combo them off of each other. That I think you're right. I don't think there's gonna be a force acquisition chart in this book whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, I would be very surprised, but I could see them saying, "Hey, you got access to the new kind of cool type of ammo. Maybe it's just like, just something. Maybe it ignores cover rounds, or maybe it's I
think that's wishful thinking.
That's probably a little. If
you're going along the lines of Thousand Sons, I think we pretty much nailed it. I think it's basically going to be Well, you must take any unit that has access to a special weapon or heavy weapon must take it. But anytime a unit with one of these weapons chooses to fire, that unit gains a currently existing special rule, universal special rule,
which are going to easily be portable to a new rule set, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Is it too early to speculate on Lucius the Eternal?
No, I think we should speculate it right now. Let's go to the next Cult Legion, Slaanesh. And I know that Haspel and my man Juice played a lot of games together because they were one of our preferred team ups at Adepticon with Lucius and Armand. So two things that we're really talking about right now. What do you guys think would make sense on this kind of like constraint? What do you guys think?
Haspel, you want to take lead here?
Okay, even as a non-chaos player, I just assumed, stupid me, that Lucius the Eternal had Eternal Warrior. Like, I was just like,
oh, hold on.
His name.
Did you say that you thought that logic dictated that Lucius the Eternal would not be Lucius if you shoot a bolter at him, he dies?
Right. I was like, it's in his name. He has Eternal Warrior. And I remember we basically almost cheated a team, because we were playing and he was making he made a bunch of saves. He tanked a bunch of saves. And then Kenny looked over, and I was telling Kenny, I'm like, oh man, Lucius did all this and made all these saves. And Kenny was just like, yeah, he can't.
It's like as if my name was Kenny the Tall. And then upon meeting me, when you realize I was at average height, you'd be like, why the fuck is your name Kenny the Tall?
Yeah.
What do you mean why? It's just my name. It has nothing to do with reality.
Or even because you're even mediocre, or not mediocre. You are average height. No.
Kenny the skinny.
Yeah, or Rob Bear the muscular.
Yeah.
What are you trying to say, dude?
Rob Bear,
my paint muscles are huge.
He was jacked.
Yeah. So, okay, for real, Slaanesh. Actually, I do have quite a few years of Slaanesh roots. I loved Slaanesh Demons when they came out. I've always been fond of Noise Marines. So I can get behind this, right? So, Lucius the Eternal. I'm not even going to say that he needs to be fixed. He just needs to be removed from the game. I feel like there is another. I'm here to tell you there is no fixing him that they're going to want to do.
I'm with you. I had this conversation last night on Discord. Basically, people are like, but he's so badass. It's like, is he?
Is he really?
No. Let me explain to you. Fluff-wise, he's a bitch. He is. Think about him. He literally, his claim to fame is he dies.
Yeah, he
dies, and then the guy who kills him becomes him. That motherfucker dies. He literally is awful. He's not tight. He's not tight. He dies every fucking time he gets a chance to die.
For my second Harry Potter reference for the night, he is slithering whatever the guy's name is who's the teacher of the Slithers.
Professor Snake.
You're trying to say Snape. I'm going into actual literal paroxysms of I'm like, are you
tracking out
Snape?
Yes, that's exactly who I'm trying to say. Yes, this is what he is. He is just nothing. He is less than if it wasn't for good acting from a guy, he'd be nothing, right? So either way, I think he needs to be gone. I think we need to start new and fresh. And I use this as an example. The Lysander is of who we all know as being super badass, whatever else, but he is literally not the guy. He is not a chapter master.
He's a captain,
right? Mm-hmm. He's a captain. He's literally just a dude, right? So they obviously in the fluff thought that the chapter master was not as badass as Lysander. So what I'm saying is, let us this is a great opportunity. If we're talking about completely speculating right here, let's go ahead and let's come up, give us either somebody, because I don't know the fluff like you guys, anybody else. There's got to be somebody in the ranks that has already proven themselves to show, or right now, write a new book and get Mike Haspel to write it for you. Obviously, and then we will have some good rules for a phenomenal character.
And we've talked about this. There's a lot of things like they didn't said they're at, and they changed a little bit about Airmon. Airmon can take a disc.
Yep.
So
That's big. That was a big change.
That's a big change. So along those lines, if he can take a steed, he literally can take a demonic steed. If Lucius can take a demonic steed, that'll be cool. Because hey, fuck it, he can move 12 inches now. He can take a fucking steed of Slaanesh. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, man. If I have to take him to unlock the cult, give me some other thing I can buy for him to make him not suck, okay? But he's gonna suck. I recognize it. I'd rather you not make me buy him a steed. I'd rather. And this is my pitch. This is the last I'm gonna say on this before we speculate. From my point is, here's my pitch. I've said it before. This is all I want from him. He's already a champion of chaos. It means he has to issue and he can't decline challenges, right? Mm-hmm. He is known for basically always dying, but he always wins because you kill him, you become him. And that's a lot of his arrogance, but that's also his demonic boon. So I think his ability should be always has to issue a challenge. Always. It can never decline, right? Always has to accept. But he always wins the challenge. You remove his opponent from play, and you also remove Lucius. They're both gone. So, and then in the fluff, you would write it in the story. You would write the rule would be like, like he becomes this guy and now he is this guy, right? But it doesn't have to happen in game. He doesn't have to on a 3-up come back to life. I don't need a St. Celestine rule. I want it to be a torpedo. I want him to be a chess game. I want it to be like, my goal is to put Lucius up against your Death Star so I can kill Chapter Master.
So you want something like Loki or Lucas the Trickster. But
your goal as my opponent though is to push a unit of tactical marines against him so that you just kill my sergeant.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I'm like, word, I'm happy with that. I'll take the 160-point torpedo or 180-point torpedo that he is and try to place him in a combat that lets his role, succeed.
Yeah, that sounds good, but you obviously didn't play with him for 6 games.
I just had to hear about it.
He will never, the first Thunderfire cannon that shoots him and his unit, he is dead. He's dead. I'm telling you.
No, but then he becomes a Thunder. How about this? The thing that kills him also dies.
Yes, I am behind that. Until it's the Termagants, all of a sudden, I don't know if you realize this, but the Snickrot and his guys that come out flank.
The commandos, yeah.
The commandos, they literally kill him with snaz guns or whatever guns that they use. He literally, I am not exaggerating. He is a multi-wound 3-up save dude.
He's just killing 3 Space Marines.
He is a 3-wound Space Marine.
Yeah,
it is terrible. Lucius the non-eternal. So either way, to be serious, I love.
So what's the must? What's going to be the must take to and then the reward? Do you think for Slaanesh? What's going to be the thing to accomplish the reward if we're going with this Thousand Sons treatment? They say you have to do a blessing, which is a thing they do because they do psychic powers, and then they get an increased invulnerable save, which is another thing they do. Please tell me that it's not going to be another initiative bump.
No, for the love of God, I don't want. You want to know what? You want to know where I want to see my initiative at? You want to know where I want to see all my buffs to how fast we can be? Is before the game starts. I think all Slaanesh in this detachment gain infiltrate. Just period. There's no more taking attacks of who's the guy? I'm drawing a blank right now that gives you D3.
Huron and Aramon actually both had that
right. So just period. If you from this detachment, all Slaanesh, Noise Marines, blah blah blah, whatever.
I think Scout would make more sense for them.
Okay, Scout. All I'm saying is let's use that high initiative bonus, not just in close combat, but let's just realize and recognize that they're faster. Motherfucker, they're fast.
This is what I'd like to see then, because I don't think that's going to happen because I'm pretty sure that's what Alpha Legion is going to get.
Oh, okay.
So they're not going to. I don't think they're going to repeat, but I want to see some of the demon stuff because if they're tying them in tighter with the demons of Slaanesh get +3 to their run, and they get rending. I'd be happy with either of those being tacked on to a unit with the Mark of Slaanesh.
Oh my God! You tell me a full squad of 10 Noise Marines with all their sonic weapons and everything else have rend,
or just I don't care where where it is. If you give me rend, and even if you give me the same demon rule of they all have fleet, and when they run, they get to reroll it and add 3 inches. That makes your guys on foot move so fast. Like I'd be happy
I'm with that. But Kenny, we talked about during the webcast. Zinch sounds really good with AP3 bolters, but all day, every day, I'd rather take rending bolters over AP3.
I'd love to see rending sneak their way in. So I'd love to see a must. So obviously it's the same. It's easy with the Colts because that means they must all take the magazines. So that's the marker of Slanesh. So that's the tax. Every motherfucker who can possibly have Slanesh has to have Slanesh. Got it. We paid for that. We paid for that all day, every day. The bonus now. So now, if you do something, you get this benefit. Is it going to be fleet with 3 extra inches to run? Is it going to be rending in close combat? Is it going to be rending and shooting? Is it going to be scout at the beginning? Like the whole army has scout if you do this? Like all of these seem pretty Slanesh to me.
Absolutely.
They used to have combat drugs. They used to have access to combat drugs.
Oh my God, I forgot about fucking combat drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Remember the first time you did combat drugs with me, Juice?
Yeah, I do. Haspel was watching us.
Yeah.
Outside the gas station.
Crazy lady named Lilith or something. She was hot though.
Yep. Remember her? Yep.
I feel like the Alpha Legion needs like a special rule that just says like I'm in your base killing your dudes.
Killing your man.
And that's what I think. I think Alpha. Let's go to Alpha Legion. I think Alpha Legions. Obviously, I think we pretty much know they're known for infiltration. They're known for like cool little tactical bonuses. They used to be the only guys who had cultists, and the cultists could infiltrate, have furious charge, and we used to have all these veteran skills that were along the same lines. For sure, Alpha Legion infiltrate like that. Like basically, that's going to be the deal. Every unit in the Alpha Legion army who is in this detachment, I believe, is going to have infiltrate. But what's going to be the tax? What's going to be the thing? Like it can't be the same as Iron Warriors. Like, okay, if Iron Warriors are like any unit that has access to special weapons must take it, and they get Take Hunter or some shit like that. Okay, that's cool. What possible thing are Alpha Legion got to take? What are they known for? They're known for just having the right tactics for the right situation, right?
Generally, yeah. I think they had something where you could take you could be scouts or you can get infiltrate and another bonus like furious charge
that's what the cultists could do. Oh, that might be the thing, because remember, only their cultists did that shit.
And only their cultists could summon the demons too.
Yeah. So their cultists had 3 things you can pick, one of them for free. Mm. And one of them was scout, one of them was furious charge, something else. Like, fuck, I can't remember. But
like a Book of St. Lucius kind of thing, right? Is that what you're talking about?
You got to pick it at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, you pick it.
I think, it was kind of like that for the scouts. You like, they got this and that. And then
it'd be cool to see that come back. You don't have to do it for the cultists since everyone gets it, or you could. But what if they had something like that? What if you said like literally the whole army can pick one of these 3 things before the game starts, which makes sense for their tactical knowledge. Is scouting the thing we need? Is infiltrating the thing we need? Or is furious charge the thing we need?
Yep, I could definitely see that happening. They also, I think they had some sort of thing where they could pay for the infiltration just straight off the bat too. So maybe that's
veteran skills. Any unit in a Chaos Codex could do that.
What if with the Alpha Legion, if they did some form of like run and charge, how Wolfen are? Is that anymore versus like the infiltrate scout, where with like the Slanesh doing it with firepower?
I don't think that's not a bad idea, honestly. With like cult ambush rules and people running and charging,
absolutely.
Like I wouldn't mind seeing a cult ambush equivalent.
Like you have to take certain amounts of cults, but if you do, then your rest of your troops and possibly your veterans, because it was always about veterans, like your troops and your veterans, then you would be able to do this. So that way, the taking the cults is like a tax.
I would love to see something like that. I think.
And they could do the same thing for word bearers. They could do it with possessed. They'd be like, "Yo, you got to take some possessed, but if you do, you get this for your word bearers."
See, I think I think that you hit it on the head there. I think when we start moving away from the cults legions into the legion non-cults, I think what's going to happen is they're going to require us to take a unit. Iron Warriors are going to have to take a Havoc Squad. I'm pretty sure. Word bearers are going to have to take a possessed squad. I'm pretty sure. Alpha Legion are going to have to take a cultist squad. Pretty sure. Like I think
Night Lords could take like what, Furies or something.
They're going to have to take they're going to have to take Raptors, man.
Or Raptors. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, they're going to have to take Raptors. You know, so like you're going to say so. But if this is the case, this will negatively impact your force organization prediction, though, because you wouldn't be able to take a Chaos Warband with some of these things. You know what I'm saying? Like this would be highly restrictive, and this would not. So that's kind of
not if they do it detachment style, though. Not if they say, hey, because I mean, if you look at the detachments for the T-Sons, right? You've got two main cores, which basically puts you kind of pigeonhole you into, hey, you're either going all kind of casting, or you're going to get some termies, or you can kind of go wide open with troops and terminators. But then down underneath it, or I guess besides it, depending on what you're looking at, you have the formations, which the formations could be like, hey, here's a cultist formation of 3 cultist individual troops.
Yeah, I mean, then it would stand. So, hey, Juice, Slanesh. Slanesh spawned because they have rending.
Ooh.
Like, I was like, what's the worst spawn right now? Right?
Yeah.
Bunch of initiative 4 spawn. Got it. But
terrible.
If they had rending.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, if they have rending and then all of a sudden you give Aramon and they cast +1, now they're toughness 6.
Yeah, because you could take 2 detachments. You take 2 of these motherfuckers.
Like.
Bless them up. Bless them up.
Yeah.
Bless them up, man. Or just get a Cyclopean Cabal up in there. I mean, you couldn't do that. I mean, yeah, or Cyclopean Cabal, Flesh Metal, 13. I mean, I love me some fucking.
This actually, I'm looking at this now. The formations in here. This is basically a plug and play that you could specialize to each legion. Because the first one, it's Magnus the Red and 3 to 9 units chosen from the following: a Demon Prince or an Exalted Sorcerer. You could easily change that to be, instead of Magnus the Red, for the undivided stuff we talked about, to be like just a generic Chaos Lord, right? And
but they also already made almost all these Primarchs. What if they just gave them all? What if they just give them all the 30K Primarchs?
I mean, what if they're coming out with them in plastic? It's hard to say, but they could.
Not every Primarch is a demon, right?
Right.
All the Chaos
dead,
ones are. Yeah, but the Chaos ones are all demons. I think
so. Dead.
Or dead. Damn, so clutch if they just said N Mortarion. Oh my god.
But I mean, you could option select in, for Black Legion, it would be Abaddon, obviously. Just stuff like that.
All right,
Aramon's Exiles could be.
Explain what you're trying to explain to me in Black Legion terms now.
Okay, so the War Sect would be Abaddon and 3 to 9 units chosen from. Obviously, you keep the Demon Prince. You could even keep the Sorcerer, but you could add in maybe Chaos Lord or something like that. And then Aramon's Exiles, instead of Aramon, it would be, I don't know, who's a Black Legion dude. I guess there really isn't technically anybody.
So so drop the first part with
here on Blackheart, right?
Maybe
he's not Black, he's Red Corsair.
Yeah, he's Red Corsairs. Or you can just go straight up Loyal Allegiance. You could just take Magnus the Red, Aramon, Demon Prince, or Exalted. So you could be like Abaddon, whoever. They could introduce new characters.
That's going to be the difference, is that they're not going to have that one choice. The one that is Magnus. They're going to.
But then when it's option select time, they've got War Coven, which is 1 Demon Prince, Sorcerer, another Sorcerer, or 3 to 9 of Sorcerers. But you could pull that out and put the stuff in there from Traitor's Hate. You could even put stuff in here that's like, just stuff that's more specialized, like a Raptor. Oh my God,
the Iron Warriors are going to get a Cult Destruction. Mark my words.
Right, Cult of you could just what Cult of Destruction is. You just put it in here, and then for the third one, Zangor War Herd. Well, I mean, for some stuff, you're not going to have specialized troop. You're going to be like, okay, well, there's the possessed guys, or hey,
Well, the Zangors just sound like cultists to me.
Yeah, or they can be cultists.
Cultists, yeah.
Right. And then these are the 2 most generic ones, which probably could even just stay in there. Demon Engines, 1 unit chosen from the following: Defiler, Forge Fiend, Hellbrute, Helldrake, or Mauler Fiend. And the Legion Armory, 1 unit chosen from the following: Land Raider, Predator, Vindicator. Like, that's just plug and play. You know what I mean? So that is how you could get around the Force organization if you wanted to make the Codex stand the test of time and not pigeonhole yourself into heavy support choices and things like that.
That makes sense. So I think we're on the right track here. Let's talk about one that everyone on the internet loves. Everyone loves Nurgle, right? Am I right?
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, got to be the most played.
It's definitely a guy. Yeah, you see people repping Death Guard in 30K. You see people talking about Papa Nurgle all day.
Ooh, and there's even a great opportunity for war gear. You know, at the dope, like the blight grenades, which already exist, but stuff like the Man Reaper, that had the staff.
Because they said that we're gonna get artifacts and fucking warlord traits. So we're not even speculating on that, but we're just speculating on like how do you make Nurgle more Nurgle? How do you make it more Nurgle? Like right now, you already get the increased toughness for the mark of Nurgle. You already get pain on Plague Marines. Like, so if we're having to take Plague Marines, we're having to do this, we're having to do that. What do we have to take?
I would think they take blight grenades to the next level, where something like the Scutari has access to, where if you're within 3 to 6 inches, you are at not necessarily -1 toughness, but the thought of having Nurgle within X amount of feet of me is like almost would make me throw up.
One of my favorite rules back in the day was was Nurgle's Rot. And it was literally just all units within 6 inches of a model with a unit with Nurgle's Rot just took a wound on a 6, like for however many models it had. So like I was all about Nurgle's Rot. I could shove motherfuckers into all sorts of combats and be like, oh, I got 30 guys in range. Just pick up 30 dice and roll a bunch of 6s out and be like, take those armor saves. And it happened every turn, no matter what. And so, I mean, literally, and you can also take the upgrade on the vehicles too.
Yep.
So like that was a pretty cool rule. And that's basically like that was pre-blight grenades. That was like, I mean, it'd be cool if they brought that aura in.
Didn't they have the first non-Overwatch something too?
Yeah, it was basically yeah.
What if, hey, I got an idea. What if for the 4 main legions, that already are existing and have rules, our 4 main cults, what if they brought back the favored number, right? Because you're right.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that.
Yeah, we have all these special rules, like what if Death Guard became, okay, well, you can take groups of 7, and you can if you take groups of 7, you get wacky stuff like +1 to whatever, summoning demons.
Shield wall, from Dark Angels. I would love to see it not be restricted to the mark. I'd like it to say 7 or more, at least 7, shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, let's say a number of a unit with the mark of Nurgle, number in 7 or more, gain this benefit.
Yeah, I'd love
to see that. And for me, obviously, it'd be Shield Wall. It'd be, any unit with a mark of Nurgle that has 7 or more models in it is +1 toughness. I'd love to see that. Seven Nurgle Bikers, toughness 7. 7 Nurgle Plague Marines, toughness 6. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, that would be a good one. True Grit was a great special rule.
That was the OG. That was before. That was so gangster back in the day. Bring True Grit back. What is that? Basically, you rapid fire your bolters and charge would be what it is now, right?
Well, no, your bolter counted as a bolt pistol in close combat.
Oh, that's right. But they're already chaos and they already have it all. But that was
exactly.
I loved it though. They were so clutch. I think Space Wolves were the first one with it actually back in the old days.
They were. Yep.
Yeah. Very Space Wolf rule.
World Eaters actually had a Feel No Pain. I think that was the first time
they were actually they were actually known for Feel No Pain, not Nurgle. Yeah. They had Feel No Pain. Slanesh had Fueled by Pain, which I fucking loved that rule.
That was a good one too.
That was an insanely fucking cool rule. And Nurgle just had the toughness. We never had Feel No Pain. So I'd love to see some Feel No Pain sneaking his way back into World Eaters. That'd be clutch.
Yeah, I think we got some good ideas for the main legions.
I mean, if we're just speculating on how it used to be, what they could do now in terms of 7th edition. Also, we're scaling back. We're not making it a wish list. We're making it realistic because we know they're not going to make it our wish list. But I think we could see some of these things.
Inferno boats used to be a blast instead of the AP3 for the Zinch guys. So you could even
straight 4 blast.
What if you made the Nurgle guys have a blast or something instead?
I'd love it.
Just an idea.
And I would like to point out, with the last Chaos released, we were pretty, we were kind of spot on with a few things. Obviously,
We were
Raptors
definitely
have-
80. We were definitely at least 80%.
Yeah,
we were
Raptors had the
close.
ability to assault out of the deep strike, with whatever negative modifier for multi-charging or
We called
disorder charge, fine.
infinite cultist formation. We called it.
Yep.
Like we
I
called
can
it.
see
Like
the word bearers getting something where you can land demons and assault on them same turn. Because wasn't that their thing? They were the guys that could summon the demons. Them and Alpha.
Oh, had the banners back in the day.
They were
Mm-hmm.
known. Yeah, they were known for. They had cultists and demons.
They could actually field demons as part of their army in their force
And
orb.
zealot. And I bet you'll see zealot. I bet you'll see that's like going to be a universal special rule for the word bearers.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, because remember, I think the demigod originated. The demigod rule originated with them. So yeah,
that was the first time we saw it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's some cool stuff that we got some potential.
The first 4-up invincible we saw in Chaos in a long time.
So good. Now I don't get killed by the large blast templates. Wow.
4-up invulnerables were the truth back in the days because people only got like 3 hits on you with stuff. Like it wasn't no like make 15 fucking invulnerable saves from these grav guns. It was a start cannon. It was like 3 shots, 2 hits, 2 wounds. It wasn't 15 hits, reroll on 1s, 11 hits, wounding on 3s, rerolling everything. Now take 10 invulnerable saves. Like, what the fuck is this?
How did this just play out?
That's a lot right there.
Well, I think so gangster.
I think these are all good ideas, and we'll know soon enough because I'm sure we're going to start seeing the rumors. What is this? Comes out next week, so we'll probably start seeing the rumors around the first of the week. Probably why some of you are listening to this for the first time. Probably around the 7th or 8th. I'm sure we'll hear some wild stuff towards the end of this week, but overall, it's going to be a wild ride up into the holidays. That's for sure.
And we talked about it here on the 10th is going to be pre-order for the Agents of the Imperium, right?
Yeah, and I think it goes on sale on the 17th. Is that a real date? Yeah, the 17th. Yeah.
Yeah, which is the only book that's going to matter.
That's the only book that matters. That's what Haspel says. And
that's Haspel's contribution to the Chaos Saga.
Well, you guys are talking chaos the whole time. I'm like, what can I say other than that they're heretics and they suck?
Yeah, they're the worst.
We had True Grit first.
You got True Grit first.
Yep.
But I think that'll be a great conversation to have too, because I think Haspel's right. They will be the only book that matters. I promise you, they're going to be better than what we get.
We'll find out more.
Wolfen, homie.
Well,
all I got out of the Curse of Wolfen was a Paradox Cube. You got Wolfen.
Yeah, seriously, you did okay, dude.
No, I think we did fine in the first book. The only thing I don't like about this is like the first one, I bought the collector's edition and everything. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I really wanted to buy the collector's edition of Warzone Fenris 2. Like I really wanted to. I was like, GW, just give me a reason to buy this book, and they didn't. Like the only reason is the story, and I really want to read. Sit down and go over the whole storybook and figure out what happens when Magnus comes back and who he fights and who dies and what happens. But I'm not paying $75 for a storybook. Like they basically just gave me no reason to buy this. And I know I'm complaining. GW has done a lot of great stuff, but basically I'm just going to mooch the storybook off of somebody who just wants 1,000 Sons decks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let me borrow that real quick.
I'm like, let me borrow that for a weekend later.
Class.
Pour up your mimosa. All right, so that's it for this one, folks. I think we're going to get out of here. Haspel, take us out.
Okay. I know this is an emotional moment for all of us, okay? I know that, but let's not make snap judgments, please. This is clearly an important species we're dealing with, and I don't think that you or I or anybody has the right to arbitrarily exterminate them.
Check out thelongwar.net. Become a member of the Hall of Veterans today for the fastest growing library of war game related video content, modeling, painting, and playing. Not to mention all the sick discounts I receive from some of our sponsors. TheLongWar.net is committed to bringing hobby back, and we can't do it without you.